It's the week of April 26, 2022. My name is Haley.
And I'm Alexis. Welcome to your TNN.
On April 9, 2022, 4 civilians made history as the first all-private astronaut team to research the International Space Station, or ISS for short. 4 people each paid $55 million for the trip and will spend 8 days on the orbiting Space Science Laboratory. The groundbreaking mission, called AX1, was organized by Houston, Texas-based AX1 Space in partnership with SpaceX and NASA. While the journey is being touted as a milestone in the commercialization of spaceflight, the company maintains that the 4 men should not be called space tourists. Space tourism is the ultimate goal of the program, but the difference is that these guys will be up there performing experiments, not just lounging around taking pictures of the Earth. The company says that each crew member had to go through hundreds of hours of astronaut training with both NASA and SpaceX before the flight. Moreover, the private astronauts will conduct 25 different experiments encompassing over 100 hours of research at the ISS. They include projects for the Mayo Clinic and the Montreal Children's Hospital. The AX1 crew will also help researchers determine the impact of microgravity on brain health. The data recorded by a special headset developed by Israeli-based startup BrainSpace will be made available to all scientists. All other organs have been monitored in space. This experiment will monitor the astronauts' brains. The data collected will help scientists prepare for future missions and the construction of a future private space station that will replace the ISS in about 8 years.
Have you ever gone on a hike or just take some time to explore a new area? Some U of A students were out exploring when they saw something very unique. They spotted a rare dark purple mushroom, which was the first documented site in Arizona. As reported by This Is Tucson, a senior of the University of Arizona was foraging with friends in the Santa Catalina Mountains last summer when she discovered the small, vibrant, purple-capped stems tucked in the shade under a log. Turns out, no one has seen this mushroom in Arizona until now, or if they did. It has not been submitted to a DNA sequence database. What the student, Caitlin Dowd, has found appears to be an Antelloma ossa delta variety Metallita cum, or as Betsy Arnold describes it. It's a super beautiful purple mushroom. It's as beautiful as like a delicate wildflower. Arnold is a professor in the School of Plant Sciences. This rare mushroom is usually found in low to mid-elevation forest areas. The dried mushroom has been added to collect over 40,000 dried funguses at the University of Arizona. Now let's go over to Ms. Cavelli with a weekly update.
Good morning, Tartesso students and staff. This is the week of April 26th through the 29th. Today on April 26th, we will have coding and TNN with Mr. Whistler. We will have assemblies for our Apex Fun Run. 3rd through 5th grade will be from 7:30 to 8:15, and kinder through 2nd will be from 8:30 to 9:15, and those assemblies will be in the cafeteria. We will have a mandatory staff meeting for all teachers after school to discuss the Apex Fun Run. And on Wednesday, we will continue with makeup testing for AASA, and kinder through 2nd grade will be testing all week on their Galileo post tests. On Thursday, we will have, actually all week, we will have Dibbles testing. on campus. And then on Friday, we will continue with our Apex Fun Run activities all this week and then next week as well. And our fun run will be on Thursday, May 5th. So we are very excited about that. And we hope that all of you students are also excited. Let's have a great week.
Thank you, Ms. Giacovelli. Here's Ms. Williams with Counseling Corner.
Hey Saddle Mountain, it's Mrs. Williams with a message from the Counseling Corner. So this month we have been focusing on generosity and showing others being generous. Well, generous means to be giving. So here are some examples. So giving empathy, walking in someone else's shoes, giving of your time, of course giving effort, giving someone praise, and giving attention. All of these are ways to show others generosity. And remember, generosity is just a form of kindness. So when we give of ourselves, that's showing people our kindness. So all of these are the ways that we can show others our generosity and our kindness. So this week is our last week for this theme. So this is your week to rock it and show others kindness and generosity. And I've given you several examples of how you can do that. Remember, empathy. Let's give others empathy. Let's walk in their shoes and show them kindness. All right, you guys, have a great rest of your week, and I will see you soon.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. Here's Skylar and Alejandro with sports.
Welcome to sports. My name is Skylar.
And I'm Alejandra. The Diamondbacks are currently 3-6 in this young season. They are struggling to get runs and currently have a league low 21 runs scored. One bright spot so far is that they have only allowed 41 runs, which is right in the middle of the league standing thanks to their pitcher.
The Arizona Coyotes will play their final game in the city of Glendale this Friday against the Nashville Predators. With the Coyotes currently sitting in last place, they have a good chance at landing the number 1 pick in this year's draft.
The Suns have started their playoffs run. The first round has them against the New Orleans Pelicans. The first game of the playoffs was a 110-99 victory for the Suns. The Sun defense was looking real good in the first game with DeAndre Ayton's game high for blocked shots.
That's all for today. See you next time on Sports News. Here's Mika and Mateo with entertainment news.
Welcome back to Entertainment News. I'm Mateo.
And I'm Mika. Summer is fastly approaching and the temperatures are heating up. This summer you will probably be looking for some ways that you can stay cool while having fun. Remember, the summer sun is hottest from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Try to plan your outdoor activities before or after those times. If you are swimming during those times or do anything outside, be sure to drink lots of water and always wear shoes when you go outside in the summer. Cement in the summertime can get hot enough to give you second-degree burns.
This goes for your pets as well. If it's too hot for you to be barefoot, it is too hot for your pet to be out there. Make sure to wear sunscreen even if you are not going to be able to be playing in the water. Also, make sure that you are reapplying sunscreen when it is recommended. There should also never be little kids or kids that don't know how to swim to swim around the pool without an adult supervision. Also, be very careful when getting into a car in the summertime. The exposed metal from the seatbelts, headrests, and other parts can get very hot.
See you next time on Entertainment News. Thanks, guys. Here's Kendall and McKenna with Joke of the Week.
Welcome to Joke of the Week. My name is McKenna.
And I am Kendall. So what's your joke?
How do celebrities stay cool?
I don't know how do celebrities stay cool.
They have many fans.
Great joke, McKenna. If you have a joke and would like to tell it on the news, please go to smusd.me/beyondthenews, and we'd love to have you on.
See you next time on Joke of the Week.
Thanks, girls. Here's Chris and Izzy with Fun Fact Trivia.
Welcome to Fun Fact Trivia. My name is Christopher.
And I'm Izzy. Did you know that today, April 26th, is National Pretzel Day? Pretzels are one of America's oldest and most favorite snacks. The Pennsylvania Dutch immigrants introduced pretzels to North America in the 19th century.
At this time, many handmade pretzel bakeries populated central Pennsylvania, and their popularity quickly spread. In the 20th century, soft pretzels became very popular in areas such as Philadelphia, Chicago, and New York. Your question today is, how long ago does the oldest record of pretzels date back to? A, 1,400 years,
B, 2,000 years.
or C, 2,700 years.
You have 10 seconds to make your decision. If you said A, 1,400 years, you are correct.
The oldest pretzel records date back to about 610 AD, when Italian monks reportedly created pretzels as a treat for kids who did a good job learning their prayers.
Fun fact, the average American eats about 1.5 pounds of pretzels a year, while the average person from Pennsylvania eats about 18 pounds of pretzels per year. See you next week on Fun Fact Trivia.
Thanks, guys. Here's Austin with This Week in History.
Hello and welcome to This Week in History. I am Austin. On April 26, 1986, the world's most nuclear power plant accident occurs at the Chernobyl nuclear power station at the Soviet Union. 32 people died and dozens more suffered radiation burns in the opening days of the crisis. But only after Swedish authorities reported the fallout did Soviet authorities reluctantly admit that an accident had occurred. The Chernobyl station was located about 65 miles north of Kiev in the Ukraine. It was built in the late 1970s on the banks of the Pripyat River. Chernobyl had 4 reactors, each capable of producing 1,000 megawatts of electric power. On the evening of April 25, 1986, a group of engineers began an electrical engineering experiment on the number 4 reactor. The engineers, who had little knowledge of reactor physics, wanted to see if the reactor's turbine could run emergency water pumps on the inertial power. As part of their poorly designed experiment, the engineers disconnected the reactor's emergency safety systems and its power regulating system. Next, they compounded this recklessness with a series of mistakes. They ran their reactor at a power level so low that the reaction became unstable, and then removed too many of the reactor's control rods in an attempt to power it up again. In fact, it did not adequately power the water pumps, and without cooling water, the power level in the reactor surged. In the opening days of the crisis, 32 people died at Chernobyl and dozens more suffered radiation burns. Surprisingly, the plant was not shut down for another 14 years, when it could officially close in the year 2000. See you next week on This Week in History.
Thanks, Austin. Here's Science Time with Gabriel and Bree.
Welcome to Science Time. My name's Bree.
And I'm Gabriel. The southern tropical Andes, which is made up of areas of Ecuador, Peru, and Bolivia, is one of the world's most biodiverse regions, especially when it comes to amphibians. This area is home to about 980 amphibian species, including over half of the 150 known class frog species. Now 2 new members of the tiny frogs have joined this ever-growing list. Located in southern Mexico, Central America, and South America, glass frogs are fascinating animals.
The frogs can jump over 10 feet at a time. Also, unlike other frog species, the males stand guard over their eggs until they hatch and the tadpoles fall into water. But the frog's most unique attributes is their appearance. While the frog is typically bright green, the underside lacks color pigments and is translucent. As a result, the animal's internal organs, beating red heart, white liver, and digestive system, and in the case of females, a cluster of green eggs, are all clearly visible.
See you next week with more
Thanks,
science
guys.
time.
Now let's go over together with word of the. Welcome to Word of the Week. My name is Ganna. This week's word is polyglot. Polyglot is an adjective and it means knowing or using several languages. Here's how you can use it in a sentence. Many big cities around the world have polyglot communities made up of many different cultures. See you next time on Word of the Week.
Thank you, Gannon. That is all for this episode of Teenan.
See you next week.